going on, you guys? Welcome to Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and today we have to start off with very bad news regarding to the number of positive in COVID-19 that we have in Real Madrid right now, because it's a kind of cluster what we have, what is going on actually in Real Madrid, because right after we learned about the first cases of Marcelo and Luka Modric, this morning apparently all the players had the COVID test, right? Well, apparently, according to Vox Populi, is a Spanish newspaper, there are 5 more positives in Real Madrid. 5 more players who have tested positive in COVID-19. So, arguably, they won't be able to make it tomorrow. Sorry, they won't be able to make it on Sunday against Cadiz. Right now, we don't really know what is going on. We don't know the names yet. We are still tracking and monitoring and scanning the situation so we know who else is positive in COVID-19. What I can tell so far is pretty much apparently the game cannot be cancelled under any other circumstances. So that means for Real Madrid, we will have to find different players. We will have to utilize different players, even from the second team from Real Madrid Castilla if needed. But the game has to happen. The game has to be played. So what I was reading, I was checking the news, and the last thing I saw, it was the message from Marcelo Vieira. As you can see here, is the first message of a player through his social media accounts saying, I'm good, I'm okay, I'm just locked down at home, I'm trying to get better and all the stuff. I mean, he's pretty much okay, but the problem is he tested positive, right? So there's nothing he can do about that other than wait, right? So as far as Luka Modric, we don't know anything else. I mean, it's probably the same thing. He's locked down at home, trying to get better. I don't think he's really bad or sick or something like that, but we will have to wait. And apparently, the name of the 5 more players from Real Madrid that tested positive will be released in a matter of hours. So we still have to wait for us to know who else is positive in Real Madrid. So that is pretty much the most important, maybe the most important update I had to share with you all, guys, so you are aware of what is going on right now in Real Madrid. And there's no other Spanish team in the same situation than Real Madrid. Of course, this thing has happened in the worst moment possible, just because we were in the best streak, winning back-to-back games and stuff like that, with Luka Modric, crushing it and all the stuff. And now we are not only losing Luka Modric, but also 5 more players. So let's see what happens. Right now, what I can tell as well is Valdebebas, the training camp, the training city, the training facilities of Real Madrid are completely locked down and nobody can get into it. So that is the thing. That is how the situation is like right now in Real Madrid with the COVID and all the stuff. So now let me move on and let's get started with the most important news today. And I'm going to start off with the statement from Jose Alvarez last night in El Chiringuito, claiming Erling Haaland doesn't want to play alongside Kylian Mbappe. So for him, there is a kind of conflict, or it might be a super big conflict, a big problem, big deal, if Real Madrid is able to put them together, to bring them in together, to Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe. Because for Jose Alvarez, it's pretty much impossible, because Erling Haaland wants to be the only one. Erling Haaland wants to play the role of the leader, the most important player, the big name in the club, or things like that. So, what is my take on that? Is he saying the truth? Do I think the same way than him? okay, let me tell you what. I have heard a couple times from different sources, the first one from Carlo Ancelotti through newspapers in England, Carlo Ancelotti might be interested in signing other different players than Erling Haaland. I mean, if Real Madrid is able to sign in Erling Haaland, Carlo Ancelotti will be okay with that, because Erling Haaland is one of the most, best players in the world. That's right. And I get it, I understand, and nothing to say about that. But if Carlo Ancelotti is asked about what is his opinion on it, what is his take on it, what does he think about Erling Haaland, what does he think about the is that an accurate signing, or should Real Madrid try another route, or should Real Madrid to sign another player, or what is going on here? Carlo Ancelotti might say, no, maybe Erling Haaland is not the top priority for us and shouldn't be the priority for us. We should try another route. We should try to bolster and reinforce different positions, or bringing in different players or whatever. But apparently Carlo Ancelotti, if he has the right to share his opinion with Florentino Perez or whoever it is, he would try another route, different route to Erling Haaland's route, right? So that is the first thing. And the second thing why I do think Jose Alvarez is very spot on, maybe in that situation, maybe in this scenario, Erling Haaland would not be okay with Kylian Mbappe just because he wants to fight. He wants to fight for the Ballon d'Or, but of course, he has to sit down to Karim Benzema on the bench, which is pretty much impossible. That is the second reason why Erling Haaland might not come to Real Madrid. Okay, so the first one is Ancelotti is not 100% sure about that. Number two, are you going to sit down Karim Benzema on the bench? Only for the reason to line up to Erling Haaland ahead of Karim Benzema, when you know all the things Karim Benzema can deliver to the team? Would you do that? So that is the question. I don't know, man, and maybe this guy has a lot of good information, and it's pretty sure that that is the thing, or that is the thought of Erling Haaland, that he doesn't want to play with Kylian Mbappe. But we will know that in summer. I mean, before that, everything it's gonna be any kind of speculation, and there's little we can say about that. So now let's move on and let's keep talking about more stuff. And let's keep talking actually Erling Haaland. The reason for that is this video here. As you can see, Erling Haaland is walking around the field in a kind of like, applauding and kind of saying goodbye to the fans. It's a kind of farewell lap. I don't know. Some people out there have interpreted like that. Like this is Erling Haaland saying bye-bye to the Dortmund fans, and the only reason why he's doing that is because he will quit, and very soon he will quit. He will get out of Borussia Dortmund. Is that true? It is just simply a kind of a gesture, but not with another purpose or intention, or what is that? Why did he do that? Well, let me tell you what. The other day, Mino Raiola said that he wants to get him out of Borussia Dortmund right quick. Mino Raiola wants to pull him out of Borussia Dortmund just because he wants the Erling Haaland to keep playing in the Champions this season. And the only way for him to keep doing that is pretty much to play for another team. To play for a different team. I mean, signing for another club. Because Erling Haaland will no longer play the Champions League this season. as Borussia Dortmund was eliminated the other day, right? So, is that true? Is this farewell lap, farewell applause, or whatever you want to call it, is this image, is this video meaning that Erling Haaland has played his last game with Borussia Dortmund this year? I don't know, who knows, but it's still, like I said, rumors and speculations. There's nothing else we can say about that. And now let's move on and let's talk the most important news today, because Kylian Mbappe have talked again to Paris Match in an interview, which is again very important because he has said a lot of interesting things. Maybe the most important thing, or the headline I should highlight here, is pretty much the human roots, the links between humans are way more important and exciting than money. So for a lot of people out there, journalists, people, fans, and all this stuff, what Kylian Mbappe wants to say is pretty much to tell Khelaifi, there's more important things than money in life. I mean, you're not going to tie me up to Paris Saint-Germain just because you can throw a bunch of money on the table. Because to me, that is not the most important. The most important element to me in the human relationships is it's pretty much the links, you know, behavior, relationships, the sociability. You know what I'm saying? So for Kylian Mbappe, it's not about the money. It's not just about that. It's beyond that, right? So, but that is the first thing. The second thing, the second missile, the second shot to Khelaifi is when he criticizes to PSG because of the project. I quote here, Mbappe says, at PSG, at Paris Saint-Germain, we have a lot of stars, right? And the result is there, and you can see it. We win trophies and stuff like that. But the problem is, sometimes we don't do the things in the right way. We don't do the things in the right way. There's a very big chunk, there's a very big part of luck, that's pretty truth, but you have to provoke the luck, right? And once you provoke it, there are more chances for you to win. And sometimes we haven't done enough to win. So it's a kind of criticism against the project of Paris Saint-Germain. So Kylian Mbappe really is trying to be honest with everybody and say, yeah, we are Paris Saint-Germain, we have a bunch of players, we have very good players and all this stuff, but the problem is we don't have a project because we are relying on just a bunch of names, and that is not enough. That was the second thing. And the third thing is, of course, the most important for Los Madridistas is pretty much, I'm looking forward to playing with different players, different cultures in a different country. So that is pretty much what all the journalists out there have been utilizing in the different articles to write about this interview, to claim Kylian Mbappe is looking forward to play for Real Madrid, or at least for another team that is not Paris Saint-Germain. And he actually wants to change and wants a change in his life, and that change is going to happen, and it's going to happen soon. And of course, he was praising Karim Benzema just because he said it's much more easier, it's way easier to create a connection on the field when you are a friend of another player. If you are good friends, everything goes, you know, it's like a walk in the park, right? Because one and the other one, him and me, we want to bright, we want to succeed, and we want to help each other so we can succeed. So that is pretty much what he said, and he's very true. I mean, he's very spot on. So, man, there's very few we can add to these words of Kylian Mbappe, other than say, man, if you're looking forward to playing Real Madrid, we are looking forward for you to come to Real Madrid and play. So, I hope you all guys really liked this video, and now comment in the section below